Welcome, forest friends. It's time to enter the forest and see what we discover. Open your mind and wander with us for a bit. Let's dive a bit deeper, forest friends. There's a quiet but important shift happening in how we talk about thinking tools. Not louder, not faster, quieter, deeper. The shift is from using tools to partnering with them, from issuing commands to entering conversations. And if you've been walking with us through the cognitive woods this season, you've probably felt that change already. For most of modern schooling, tools have been external. Textbooks, worksheets, pacing guides, even digital platforms. They sit outside the learner and outside the teacher. You pick them up, you use them, you put them down. But cognition doesn't work that way. Thinking is relational. Learning is relational. Memory is relational. And when a tool doesn't respond, reflect, or adapt, it can only go so far before it starts adding load instead of reducing it. Cognitive load theory reminds us that working memory is limited, fragile, and easily overwhelmed. John Sweller showed us that when instructional design ignores this reality, even well-intentioned teaching collapses under its own weight. But what's often missed is that relational support, guidance that adapts in real time, can offload cognition in ways static tools never could. This is where AI stops being a shortcut and starts becoming a thinking partner. Schemas are the bridge here. A schema isn't information, it's organization. It's how knowledge clusters, connects, and becomes retrievable under pressure. When learners don't have schema, they experience confusion. When teachers don't have schema, they experience burnout. And when leaders don't have schema, systems fracture under complexity. The role of a true cognitive partner is not to give answers, but to help build and reinforce schema without flooding working memory. This is why conversation matters more than output. A conversational system can pace information, ask clarifying questions, surface prior knowledge, and adapt explanations based on what's already rooted. That's not automation. That's scaffolding. It mirrors what great teachers do instinctively and what Nell Noddings described as care, not as sentiment, but as attentiveness. Care listens before it instructs. Care responds before it corrects. At Alder Branch, this is why we talk about entities instead of tools. Each entity is designed around a cognitive role, not a feature list. Some are meant to stabilize working memory during emotionally charged moments. Some are built to help leaders reason through complex systems. Others exist to help students rehearse thinking safely without judgment or time pressure. They are not meant to replace human relationships. They are meant to protect them by reducing unnecessary cognitive and emotional load. Think about how often educators are forced to think in fragments. A behavior issue here, a lesson plan there, a parent email in between. Fragmentation is the enemy of schema. What entities do when designed well is restore continuity. They remember the thread so you don't have to carry it alone. That's not efficiency. That's cognitive mercy. There's also a moral dimension to this moment. When AI is framed purely as productivity, it accelerates inequity. The people with the most schema benefit most. But when AI is framed as a relational cognitive support, it becomes a leveling force. It can slow things down. It can re-explain without embarrassment. It can rehearse conversations before they happen. It can give thinking room back to people who've been operating in survival mode. This is what it means for AI to belong in the forest, not above it. Forests are ecosystems. Nothing grows alone. Roots intertwine. Nutrients are shared. Strong trees shelter young ones. And when one system is stressed, others compensate. That's the metaphor Alder Branch was built on, not growth as scale, but growth as interdependence. As forest friends, you're not here to consume content. You're here to build capacity. To understand how thinking works so you can design environments, classrooms, homes, teams, systems, that respect the limits of the human mind while expanding its reach. That's the work. and it's slow, and it's worth it. If this episode resonated, it's because you're already sensing that the future of learning isn't louder tools or faster answers. It's quieter support, better questions, and systems that remember with us. To explore the Alder Branch ecosystem, our entities, and our growing library of schema-based resources, visit alderbranch.org. Subscribe, wander, and take what strengthens your thinking. As always, stay rooted in care. Keep growing through connection. And we'll see you deeper in the woods. Thanks for joining us on the Intellectual Hike, Forest Friends. Don't forget to visit us at www.alderbranch.org for more free resources and join our friends today. See you for another brain hiking adventure soon.